Hello, everybody. We're back with some more reactions. We're here with the Life is Strange Double Exposure Power revealed, and first of all, a lot of game stuff going on right now that I haven't watched. I have watched the Gamescom. Yeah, Gamescom. I think. Just recently released. I watched it back once. I gotta watch it back again. That's why I seen the Rage and Bloom trailer from. So apparently, Life is Strange either dropped this by itself or probably with another one of those gaming events that I haven't seen yet. But I kind of looked at this and I said, why? Why do we need to see the power revealed? Now you would think the power is just you get to shift dimensions. So it's gonna be like there's already kind of like games like this where you have to shift dimensions, like do stuff in one place and then do it in the other. So this isn't really new, right? This isn't a new mechanic. So it might show something different because like obviously in this you could go to like world A and then make something fall over to hit something in world B or something along those lines. Yeah, those are the simple puzzles I can think of off the head. But okay, let's leave all the analytics and stuff to after we react. We're gonna react all the way to it, not saying much, and then we're gonna break it down and then talk about it. I'm gonna give my real quick. I'm gonna say that this I don't. To me, this is not. It's not catching me. This Life is Strange from the trailers isn't like hooking me. Like I'd rather play Rage and Bloom than Double Exposure, and it's just because I don't know anything about it. But I kind of don't like the aesthetic. But hopefully, after seeing this, it might change my perspective. Let's get into it. Honestly, I'm hyped. I'm hyped.
Max Caulfield, the girl who could rewind time, is back.
Let's thrash, Chakabra.
But when one of her new friends, Safi Llewellyn and Fayyad, is murdered in the grounds of Caledon University, Max finds that her chaotic power has changed. Now, Max must shift back and forth to reveal the truth of her friend's murder, in an attempt to save Safi before it's too late. Once Max's new power manifests, she can send a pulse out from her fingertips at any time. While Pulse is active, she can peer through to the other world, seeing the differences between the timelines clearly. People and objects in the other timeline appear as dimensional echoes, allowing Max to avoid watchful eyes when shifting.
Yeah, kind of expected that.
Keep an eye on Alderman from here. Wouldn't want to show up right in front of him.
What the hell?
While Pulse shimmers around her, she can also see places where the veil between lines is at its
Sorry,
thinnest.
I'm back.
These shift points are where she can push through to the opposite timeline to help her investigation in a multitude of ways.
Do you need me to hold something, or...?
Actually, yeah. I need an Allen wrench.
Got one around here?
No, I borrowed one from Carla, but I think she took it back. If you can go grab that from her, I'll owe you.
This could be to solve a puzzle, convince a character to reveal a secret, or retrieve an object lost in one timeline by borrowing it from another.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Moses.
Shift points work in both directions, so you can shift back and forth from the same spot.
So I found this guy named Alan, but he didn't know anything about a wrench.
No, Max, not literally Allen. It's... Oh. You are a lifesaver, Max. Dad joke aside.
I'll never apologize for my dad jokes.
If you're worried about losing track of which timeline you're in, well, Max herself may get confused too.
Have you talked to Reggie since yesterday? Reggie? Crap! Wrong Loretta, Max.
In the options, you can toggle a UI indicator every time you shift, confirming the reality you've just arrived in, as well as there being visual cues such as cheery Christmas decor in the timeline where Safi is alive. Most importantly to Max's investigation, everyone you
There's a
meet
lot of
has an increasingly divergent duplicate in the other timeline.
kind of crazy.
Depending on which
No, my
timeline
bad.
you're in, they'll react to Max and her probing questions very differently. A grief-sodden conversation in one
Sorry for the buffering. We're almost through it. My bad.
timeline may unlock an unexpected heart-to-heart in the other.
Grief is hard. The trick is not to let it change your character.
Everyone at Caledon is hiding something, and Max is the only one with a viewpoint unique enough to unravel those secrets, and the determination to reach the truth at all costs.
Everybody's talking about her like she had a heart attack or a car accident. But she was murdered. Someone murdered her. I don't know how we're expected to just be okay with that.
Max has never been so powerful or in so much danger. The fates of her friends and of two timelines are at Max's fingertips.
Double Exposure coming out October. I'm definitely playing it. I'm not pre-ordering it though, just in case. All right, so real quick, put that in the loop in the background. All right, so a lot of stuff. It worked. The power works exactly how I thought it was gonna be. It was gonna be. Instead of doing it whenever you can, I think there's checkpoints so that, you know, like the rift areas that you can go back and forth from. But yeah, okay, so first things obviously, like Max is back. They didn't need to do that. And also, what is the implications of her losing her power? What does that mean? She lost her power and now she has a new one? Like, what can that even mean? Like, you know, that for this game, obviously, for this game, you could just write it off, but for the whole Life is Strange series, which are, you know, majority are interconnected, what does that mean? Is Daniel gonna have time-bending powers after, you know, Sean dies, and if you have a certain ending, like, you know, if you get the beach ending, like, is Alex gonna have telepathy or something? Like, what are the implications of her just changing her power? Like, it just, man, that's why she just did it with a different character. It should just been in there. It was not necessary. The move to go with Max as the protagonist of the fourth game without having any of the fourth game, you know, obviously there's probably gonna be callbacks, and of course Max herself. I see a lot of Max in her, so I do like, you know, the Max charm that she carries, but like, there's no Blackwell, there's no junkyard, there's no parents, there's no high school. I mean, I think this is a school too, but this might be like a college thing, like a separate college thing, because there's not a lot of people. So I feel like it was unnecessary to even bring Max back and to change her powers. For a second, I thought they were gonna say that her rewind power has stayed, so you could use both. Because then now, I'm still gonna be upset that you use Max for this game, but now it's gonna be at least some interesting puzzles that could come from this, and it has, you know, the rewind feature back. Now, I don't understand that portion of why they have Max in it, but let's just put that aside. So obviously, hold on, let's go back through some of these stuff, some of this.
Caulfield, the girl who could rewind time, is back.
Let's thrash, Shaka
All right, oh, bro, isn't it like, Max? Don't ever say that again, mate. I'm not gonna hold you.
But when one of her new friends, Safi,
and I do like the look like Life is Strange is going to, but I can't help but love that original Life is Strange, like pastel, like hand colored, like stylized graphics. Yeah, I know it was quote unquote bad, but that kind of came with the charm. Honestly, I appreciated the charm of the art style of the original.
Llewellyn Fayad is murdered in the grounds of Caledon University. Max finds that her chaotic power has changed.
So it's a university and her powers change. Like, how does that even work?
Now, Max must...
Hopefully they might have a good, like, backstory, or they can explain why her power changed without being very how you say, stupid, you know?
Shift back and forth to reveal the truth of her friend's murder in an attempt to save Safi before it's too late.
So she's dead in one timeline, you're trying to save her in the next. A lot of people were saying that why doesn't she just live in the timeline where Sophie is alive? But I think you're gonna need clues in the other timeline to solve the murder, obviously to prevent the murder, and then catch who did it. But that is a good little rebuttal, I suppose.
Once Max's new power manifests, she can send a pulse out from her fingertips at any time. While Pulse is active, she can peer through to the other world, seeing the differences between the timelines clearly. People and objects in the other timeline appear as dimensional echoes, allowing Max to avoid watchful.
Dimensional echoes. So okay. She's still in that timeline. She's not just like teleporting out of it, going to the other timeline. She just wait. Is the timeline like ahead, or is it just like two different like realms? Or I play too much God of War. Like different locations, like different a whole different universe, whatever. Hold on, let's see what she said. That's not what I meant to do. Alright. Let's see.
People and objects in the other timeline appear.
Okay, timeline as in, okay, just, it's a different timeline. So it's not ahead or you know. That would make more sense if it was like, you know, 1 week ahead and stuff like that, but wouldn't make sense. It's a whole different thing, so it's a whole different timeline.
As dimensional echoes.
That could mean, for storytelling purposes, the person that killed it could be different. It can also be like she died a different way if it's a different timeline. So it cannot even be like the same as, you know. Well, I guess you're probably in the living where Sophie. You're probably in I'm gonna say the living timeline is one that Sophie's alive. Maybe you want to be. The clues are in the living so that you can so you can get evidence to who killed Sophie in the dead world. If that's how it works, then that will make more sense. Then, because if it's a timeline, you know, it can have different timelines, different outcomes, yada yada. A lot of time stuff, yada. This was a lot of stuff people were saying about the original too, because, you know, rewinding time, blah blah blah, teleporting,
Keep an eye on
holding
all of them
items,
from here.
yada yada, all that
want to
stuff.
show up right in front of him.
What the hell?
While Pulse shimmers around her, she can also see places where the veil between.
I don't know if that was a stealth like mission or if there's stealth in the game. If there's stealth in the game, I'm gonna be very upset. Listen, guys, stealth looks cool, but it doesn't feel cool to me. Like I know a lot of people like a lot of stealth. I can't do it. I can't do it.
The two timelines is at its thinnest. These shift points are where she can push through to the opposite timeline to help her
I do like the shift animation though.
investigation in a multitude of ways.
Do you need me to hold something or
Actually, yeah. I need an Allen wrench.
got one around here?
No, I borrowed one from Carla, but I think she took it back. If you can go grab that from her, I'll owe you.
This could be to solve a puzzle, convince a character to reveal a secret, or retrieve an object lost in one timeline by borrowing it from another.
Better give this wrench to Moses.
So you can pull items. Can you pull people through timelines? Because like this is the same like kind of not teleport, but the like the saving feature of Life is Strange. Because if you picked up something and you rewind, you still have that item in your hand. So can you just pull people through the dimension, like the different timelines? Like, what is any of that gonna happen? A lot of questions,
Shift points
honestly.
work in both directions, so you can shift back and forth from the same spot.
So I found this guy named Alan.
So
but
it's not
he didn't
one
know
way.
Anything about a wrench?
No, Max, not literally Allen. It's... Oh. You are a lifesaver, Max. Dad joke aside.
I'll never apologize for my dad jokes.
If you're worried about losing track of which timeline you're in, well, Max herself may get confused too.
Also, yeah, I don't see the point. I don't see the point of like the setting to tell you what timeline you're in. I guess. I mean, it's probably accessibility. Yeah, it's under accessibility. So I guess for accessibilities, but I get that would be like the point of
Light
it.
indicator
But
every
I
time you
understand.
shift, confirming the reality you've just arrived in, as well as there being visual cues such as
Wait, so that is
you've
one.
just arrived.
That one's called the living.
A UI
What's the other
indicator every time you
What
ship,
is the other
confirming the
timeline
reality
called?
you've
Dead. Yeah,
just
that's what I was
arrived in.
thinking. Okay, so the one
As
that
well as
Sophie's
there
dead
being
in, the one that
visual
she's living. Yeah,
cues
yeah,
such
yeah.
as cheery, crisp
Hold on.
decor, as well as there being visual cues such as cheery,
No. Hold on. Bro, that... Is he not wearing any ice skates or am I tripping? Hold on.
as well as there being visual cues such as
Bro, I'm not bugging. He's not wearing any ice skates. He's floating on the
you can
air.
toggle a UI indicator every time you ship.
Hold on.
confirming the reality you've just arrived in. As well as there being visual cues such as cheery,
He's skating on
Christmas
nothing.
decor in the timeline where
That is
Sophie
crazy.
is alive. Most importantly to Max's investigation, everyone you meet has an increasingly diverse
Finally, we getting some new characters. Jeez. I'm just saying, guys. No? Okay, I should shut up? Okay, my bad.
Depending on which timeline you're in, they'll react to Max and her probing questions very differently. A grief-sodden conversation in one timeline.
Who's this Mark
may
Jefferson
unlock an
wannabe?
Unexpected heart-to-hearts in the other.
Grief is hard. The trick is not to let it change your character.
Everyone at Caledon is hiding something, and Max is the only one with a viewpoint unique enough to
Amazing artwork, I'm not gonna hold you.
unravel those secrets, and the determination to reach the truth at all costs.
Everybody's talking about
I think we got a gist of everything. There was just a speech at the end. Okay, so I kind of said all my gripes at the beginning and like at the end. It's okay. It's not bad. I feel like to make this game, I feel like they're fighting themselves. They're trying to make two separate games. They're trying to continue the Life is Strange like anthology. I think that's what it's called when like every episode is different. I feel like they're trying to continue that, but then they want the old players of Life is Strange 1 and 2, because they're kind of similar in their aspects, to be like, hey, look at this. But no, hey, listen, if you wanted to make a Life is Strange 4, right, you should, this is 4, so Life is Strange 4, a continuation of the Max story. I felt like you should have stayed in Arcadia Bay 100%. I'm trying to think of how the original ending played where Chloe dies, because you'll have to start it from there, because if you do it from when they leave, then yeah, you could do the whole. Didn't they went to New York or San Francisco or California? One of the pictures was in David's RV for the second game. That's what I'm talking about. But then, well, that's where the comics go. The comics, I think, leave Arcadia Bay after the tornado. So it will have to be Chloe's dead, because yeah, you have to start a whole new chapter. That's the point. You have to start a whole new chapter. I think you should have stayed inside Arcadia Bay, and I felt like, I mean, yeah, you'll have problems with like, is she still in school? Like what? Like so I guess maybe she's like working. It could be like Life is Strange 3, which is True Colors. It could be where she's like working at like Alex works at the tavern, so Alex Chen, and then Max. I don't know why I thought Max's name was Alex, and then Max can work at like a local shop, diner. Well, no, okay, she probably is gonna still. It'll be nice to see her work at the diner. She says she wanted to work there, I think. Anyway, but I felt like you have to stay inside Arcadia Bay. You have to play around with these characters more, and I felt like that's regardless of how it will be done, that you will have to stay there. You definitely can't change the power, because the power, along with a bunch of other things, is the combination of which made that game amazing. Now they want to make a Life is Strange 4, which is a totally different game, different power, but you can't use the same characters because people just have. First of all, it messes up the timeline. Like not timeline, like really, but it just. I'm trying to see what I mean by that. it makes everything, it makes the anthology seem useless. You should have had a different character, is what I meant by that. And changing her power is another negative because there's so many things you could do with rewind power, and this time you could do it correctly. There was a lot of plot holes and a lot of various things that you could fix in this game while having a rewind. Like, for example, if you want to take a picture of Kate getting harassed by David, and in the game it says that when you hold something, you tell and you rewind back, you keep it. So if everybody, like, I've seen like 6 people do this, not a lot, but they took the picture and tried to rewind back and say, oh, I got the picture, so I can confront David while having the picture. That's a plot hole. So they had, if they didn't want that to happen, it could be like, put some plot in there so the picture gets ruined if you confront David, or it just, you can't do that at all, or work around it. Improve the game mechanics is what I'm saying. So having this, I was gonna say dumbed down power, but you can probably get the same amount of difficulty from this power, which you could get from rewind, because rewind is more of a like one trick pony when it comes to like, oh, what's her name? Is it Taylor Olsen or Taylor whatever? You know what I mean? So you do it once and then you get it back. But back then, at the beginning, it was more tutorialized. So that's probably a bad example. I don't know. I feel like the dimension stuff can get more complicated, but the rewind is more classic, and people just want that power. It's a unique power that, if you say, what kind of power you want? Everybody goes for the defaults, and the defaults because you just thought of it. Invisibility, super speed, super strength, blah, 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 whatever. Nobody said rewind time. Me, personally, I'm getting body hopping, and I'm going to be honest. That's me. Or cloning. Anyway, to make this game be good, to me, I don't like the setting, but that's just a nitpick. So regardless of the setting, me personally, my dream game, if I could change this game, is new character, different setting, and focusing more on the characters rather than the power. And trust me, it's a Life is Strange game, so they focus on the characters. This is a power example, so obviously they're going to show the powers more. They're not going to talk about like the lore of certain people, gossip. You're not going to learn everybody's name, obviously, but I feel like a focus on the more human aspect is important for Life is Strange games. They can build connections, because you can't care about a person if you don't know the person, so I'm just ranting at this point because I feel so weird. I don't think it's necessary to do the whole let's bring back the same character. Like, you could just do nods like the other games had. The other games had nods to the previous games, even some cameos here and there, but I don't think it's necessary to have another game that is so different. And especially changing the rewind power, like that's that's Max's staple. That's like that is Life is Strange. If you know Life is Strange, that's what you think about. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, and also the lore implications of you could just have your power change. So we don't know why it changed. So it might be like okay, that kind of makes sense kind of reason, or it could be a stupid fucking reason. So I don't know. So anyway, we're gonna cut the rant short. Jeez, I went to a lot of circles there. That's all I gotta say, guys. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it when it drops. I'm not gonna pre-order it though. I'm gonna play it when it drops though. Hopefully it's not bad. I'm gonna give my honest review. Honestly, hopefully you're there for episode 1. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.